Run some errands. Please tidy up this place. No! Wow! How did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get 19 to 25% off selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 oh.
Making the headlines in tonight's newscast, sole surviving witness takes a stand in triple murder case against Elmer Na. KHMH enters into a trade dispute with workers' union. Prime Minister says that name of tax defaulters should not have been posted, and groundbreaking ceremony held at UB's Belmopan campus for new 5 Seasons quarters. These stories and more are coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
Due to the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Belize City, get ready for a safe and reliable e-taxi experience like never before. Building on the success of our e-ride bus service, we've heard your feedback, Belize City. We've seen your enthusiasm and how eagerly you've embraced zero-emission transportation in our community. Introducing the e-ride taxi, an electric taxi service, bringing you a cleaner, greener way to travel around our beautiful city. As part of the transformative Belize City e-ride program, this new service is another step toward modernizing our transportation system for a sustainable future. Looking to book your first e-ride taxi? It's super easy. First, download the Medriva app and register. Then, book your ride. Insert your pickup and drop-off location. Select e-ride, choose the number of occupants, and pick your preferred payment method. Confirm your ride and track your e-ride in real time as it makes its way to you. It's fast, eco-friendly, and designed for your comfort. So don't wait. Download Medriva today and let's drive Belize City towards a brighter, greener future, one e-ride at a time. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get 19 to 25% off selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's,
good, Mom.
Hey guys, I'm off to run some errands. Please tidy up this place. Wow, how did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner. It works.
Good evening and welcome to Plus News for Wednesday, June 25, 2025. I am Julian Cruz. This afternoon, Yenny Alberto, the sole surviving victim of the Ramirez family triple murder, took the stand in the Supreme Court, recounting the final moments before gunfire erupted on New Year's Eve 2022. Alberto, the common law partner of David Ramirez, testified that she and David had been invited to a dinner at the home of John and Vivian Ramirez in the Maya Mupan area of Belmopan. According to her, the group was socializing, playing games, and celebrating quietly with drinks when they were startled by barking dogs outside. She told the court that John and David went to check and she followed them to the veranda. Moments later, as Vivian joined them at the front door, gunfire rang out. Alberto became emotional on the stand as she recalled hearing the shots and seeing a gunman in black approaching. She attempted to push Vivian back inside, but in the chaos, Alberto was shot. She recounted collapsing inside the house, feeling a burning sensation in her abdomen. Injured, she applied pressure to her wound and fled through the back door, eventually hiding before running for help. A neighbor later assisted her and she was taken to the hospital. During cross-examination, defense attorney Dr. Lyndon Jones questioned Alberto's ability to identify the shooter, showing her surveillance footage from the incident. Alberto stated that while she saw someone in black clothing, she could not confirm the person's identity. Notably, she was never asked by the prosecution to identify the gunman. Earlier in the day, the prosecution called 3 other witnesses, 2 medical doctors and a mental health professional, Dr. Peter Arriaga and Dr. James Onoha. Both testified that Vivian Ramirez was alert, oriented, and fully conscious when being shot. Mental health professional Kristen Courtney also testified that she met with Vivian days later and confirmed that she was mentally aware and concerned about how to inform her daughter that her father's death. The final witness for the day was Justice of the Peace Catherine McKenzie, who confirmed that she witnessed Vivian give an official statement to police before her death. That statement, which reportedly includes the identity of the alleged shooter, is expected to come under cross-examination tomorrow. The trial continues at 9 a.m. before Justice Nigel Pilgrim. Earlier this week, the Belize Tax Service posted the names of 35 businesses who they say have been defaulting on their taxes. The list is filled with well-known businesses, each failing to pay various amounts to the Belize Tax Services. The largest tax defaulter is the Northern Fishermen Cooperative Society, who owes $8.7 million. The list in total amounts to just over $16.5 million. Today, the Prime Minister stated that, in his opinion, the names shouldn't have been posted. The Prime Minister also went on to add that the government will be working alongside the BTS to see how penalties can be alleviated so that small businesses can thrive.
It's unfortunate that that was made public. It should have, and I'm speaking for myself, it should have not been made public, and we should have continued working with these individuals to work with them. As you know, there have been tremendous growth in the economy over the past 4 years, and nobody can dispute the fact. And but it's unfortunate that some small businesses, many instances, because they don't know how to go about filing their taxes, are in problems. But we stepped in. We step in whenever they ask us for help. We cannot write off taxes. It's only the National Assembly. But how do we help? We would then try to negotiate with with BTS, the Belize Tax Service, to try to remove the interest or the penalties so it could make it more affordable. We do not want to get anybody out of business. We want more businesses. We want more entrepreneurs. That's why we've been doing a lot of work with Beltrade, working with a lot of small businesses for them to be able to thrive in this growing economy.
Yesterday, Victor Bulmer Thomas, a renowned economics professor, unveiled a paper titled The Belizean Economy in the 21st Century, When and Why Belize Fell Behind and What to Do About It. In the research paper, Bulmer Thomas claims that Belize's economy has been stagnant since 2007 and states that Belize is the third poorest country in the region. That report is a stark contrast to what the government has been stating, that Belize's economy is among the best in the region. Today, the Prime Minister pushed back on the report but conceded that the UDP government did a lot of harm to the economy, which the PUP is trying to correct.
I think they need to go and talk to the IMF. It's not us that are doing that. So it's the IMF. It's not with us. So let them go and talk to them. And if they know more than if they know more than the IMF, that's fine. I've just got the professor I would not. I've just started reading it. But what it has pointed out, well, an important thing to find, that under the UDP, this country regressed. We're finally catching up to where we were in 2007 when there was a PUP government. And in 4 years, we've done that. We've turned things around. And now we're building on that. We're working in the services, with BPOs, with tourism, agriculture, the exports that we're having in agriculture, we have never seen before. We have Guatemalans coming in and they buy milk, they buy eggs, they buy chicken, they buy coconuts, they buy everything that we have, and we need to take advantage of that.
Over the last week, a trending topic amongst Belizeans has been the amount that government pays in rent per annum. That information came to light during last week's joint union press conference, where the president of the Public Service Union pointed out that the majority of government offices and ministries are renting and that the cost surpasses $2.5 million a year. Instead of renting, why not create a campus to house the ministries? That would save money in the longer run. According to the Prime Minister, that is exactly what they are doing.
We are working on that. If you notice, we are building, we're starting the work on building a judiciary center right here on Lake Independence Boulevard. We're working along with Social Security and the government of Belize, and we're getting some investments from other bondholders to be able to build a huge campus, so put everything there. We're working on that. We want to get partner either with the private sector or ourselves. Look at this place right here with the 5 Cs. The government pays for that. We're paying $22,000 a rent a month. That can pay a mortgage, and that's exactly what we're working. So you're not coming with nothing new. We are working on that. We are adjusting it. But when you look, and I don't have the exact number right now, but when you see where we were in 2020 to where we are today, and you see how much more how much more renters we've been getting, it's not much from 2020.
Belize City Police seized more than 70 pounds of suspected cannabis during a joint anti-drug operation on Wednesday, June 25. Around midday, officers conducted a search at a residence in the Kings Park area, targeting illegal drugs and firearms. During the search, authorities discovered a black plastic barrel containing 23 parcels of suspected cannabis wrapped in transparent plastic. A second container was also found with 7 similarly packaged parcels. The total weight of the suspected drugs amounted to 70.05 pounds, and investigations are continuing. We understand that a 24-year-old female has since been detained pending charges. We'll go for a break and be back to talk about a new proposal that will be submitted to the JUNT at its next meeting. That after this break.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. pick up in store, or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Belize Electricity Limited is pleased to announce the holding of its 2024 annual general meeting at the BEL corporate headquarters on 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, Belize de Belize, at 3 p.m. on Thursday, June 19th, 2025. For registration purposes, shareholders are advised to bring along a valid identification, such as a social security card. Shareholders who are unable to attend may choose, and we encourage you to exercise this right, to appoint your proxy, or you can simply appoint the company's CEO or the corporate secretary as your proxy to represent you at the AGM. Proxy forms can be submitted at the BEL corporate headquarters on 2.5 miles Philip Wilson Highway, or via email at shares@bel.com.bz no later than 5 p.m. on June 17th, 2025. For more information or assistance, contact BEL's Securities Officer at 227-0954, extension 1512.
From power tools to plumbing supplies, paints to light fixtures, at Benny's Kayo, we've got it all. Our extensive range of construction and household products ensures that you'll find exactly what you need, whether you're a seasoned contractor or a weekend do-it-yourselfer. Visit us at Mile 43 George Price Highway, Cotton Tree Village, just outside Belmopan, and discover the convenience, quality, and affordability that set us apart. Your next project starts here. Benny's, quality and savings.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Tomorrow, the Joint Unions Negotiating Team is set to meet with the government's negotiating team to discuss the union's proposed salary adjustments. Over the past month, the unions have been pushing for an 8.5% salary increase, but government has been reluctant to do so, prompting the unions to conduct several demonstrations throughout the country. The teams are set to meet again tomorrow, where it is expected that the government will table a new proposal. The Prime Minister says that he's hoping that the proposal would be accepted by the unions.
What I've said with unions that I will not comment. I want the ministers that and the deputy prime minister that will put in charge of that to be able to comment on that. They will meet with the unions tomorrow, as opposed to just sending the letter. We'll meet to them, give them the letter, and we hope that they're going to accept. I think we've been bending over trying to accommodate as best as we can, but we're trying to do something for not only for the unions but for the country, because at the end of the day, it's all of us taxpayers that will have to pay that. Okay.
And while continued negotiations are set for tomorrow between the joint unions and the government of Belize, some unions are still staging demonstrations. Yesterday, on the 24th of June, a number of nurses failed to show up at work at the KHMH, stating that they were sick. Was that a part of the KHMHW's demonstrations? Well, according to the president of the KHMHW, he can't say, as it is not against the law to be sick, and union members shouldn't be held accountable for catching the flu.
Sick. I cannot tell nobody they can't call in sick or they cannot take a sick leave. How the union is to blame for that? Maybe there is a bunch of disgruntled workers in the institution, and the CEO and those managements are not looking after the interests of the people they are disturbed. So who knows? Maybe there is a bacteria, something was going around in the hospital and the staff and got sick. Have they checked to see if there's anything abnormal going on? But yet they want to blame the union.
Are there people who are ill today?
I cannot say it is not the union's duty or our mission to go along and find out who gets sick in the hospital. That's an issue for the management to deal with. I don't know. Yesterday, I myself was ill and I did not show up to work, but we are entitled to sick leave. It is not something that is not given to us or we have to beg and ask, can I get sick today?
Did you show up to work today?
I'm at work right now.
Following yesterday's sick out, today the KHMH sent a letter to the Minister of Local Government stating that the KHMH is officially in a trade dispute with the KHMH-WU. The dispute stems from the workers' unions claiming that pensions are to be paid by the authority, a point which the authority has been disputing. The letter to the minister also states that the union has been breaking the law as they have been engaging in industrial action despite there being no trade dispute declared. Today, our colleagues at CREM spoke with the president of the KHMH-WU, Andrew Baird, to get his thoughts on the trade dispute letter.
The authority has been acting in bad faith. Remember, on June 5th, when we had that meeting, we were told by the government that we are now negotiating with the authority and the government is only there for financial support. That is already a moving of the goalpost, of which we did not make much of it. Nevertheless, I would classify that would have been the first engagement that we had in negotiation with the authority. On the said day of the 5th, they were supposed to put out a letter stating what was proposed to us and what we discussed in the meeting. That letter was sent, but was very misleading and did not had in the event that occurred on the 5th. The chair of the board promised to make the corrections and send us back a letter, of which was not done by faith again. Let's fast forward to the 20th of June. 20th of June, they have agreed that they would have come back with a reconsideration of the then 4% of the employer portion for the public fund. They did not meet that deadline on the 20th of June. They sent a proposal to us on the 23rd of June, Monday night, stating that they now move again from the 4% employer portion of the public fund, but now to 4% ex gratia, which we consider to have been even less than what was offered before. Keeping that in mind, Marisol, our union had a membership meeting Monday the 23rd to make a decision on whether we want to continue for the pension or we want to accept a proposal for compensation rather than pension. The CEO of coalition was noted that this meeting was going on because he gave consent for members to go to the meeting without any issue from the institution. So when we were meeting, making a decision, and they sent out a press release considering that in our letter, the letter that they sent to us asked for confidentiality. I believe that confidentiality was not to go to the media prior to us meeting again. How would you state a dispute when we only had one engagement, you made a proposal and you did not allow us to respond adequately or to meet up with us to hear our counter? So the CEO and the chair of the board have been acting in bad faith. So
today marks the official beginning of Squad 98 of the Belize Police Training Courses journey as the latest batch of police officers. To officiate this achievement, a passing out ceremony was held welcoming 216 new officers onto the police force, of which 52 of these graduates were female, making Squad 98 the second in a row to have surpassed the United Nations minimum standard for gender inclusion in policing. These newly inducted police officers have endured many challenges to reach this point, and over the past 6 months, they have been prepared not just for police work, but for the trials life will throw at them. At this ceremony, the Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries, Honorable Karim Musa, went into further depth of the responsibilities and purpose these officers will serve within the communities they serve.
Today, We welcome 216 new police officers into our national family. We must acknowledge that 52 of you are women. That's nearly 1/4 of your entire squad. This is the second year in a row that we have surpassed the United Nations minimum standard for gender inclusion in policing. That is a reflection of who we are becoming as a country. We need more women in policing, especially when dealing with gender-based encounters and offenses and services. And I thank you for continuing to lead that change. Today's celebration enshrines your commitment, service, and continuous learning. Ralph Stevenson said, "It doesn't matter what road you take, hill you climb, or path you're on, you will always end up in the same place, learning." That learning path throughout your career, every work shift is a new challenge. Prepare for it. Check your gear. Sharpen your mind. Stay humble and stay curious. This is a profession that evolves constantly. You will never know it all, but you can always keep learning. Over the last 6 months, you've received more than law enforcement training. You've been prepared for life. From first aid to communications, from financial literacy to crisis response, you now carry skills that are not only essential for the job, but for the community that you serve. Your training was not isolated. It was designed in partnership with many sectors: customs, immigration, forensic sciences, education, and human development, because we understand that modern policing is not a solo act. It's a network of trust, coordination, and care. It requires a multi-sectoral mindset, because every issue you'll face, whether it's domestic violence, gang activity, or youth rehabilitation, touches more than one sector of society. From this day forward, you are both the protector and the symbol of law and order. But even more than that, you are peacekeeper, de-escalators, and mediators. Often, the most powerful thing you will do is prevent something from happening. And the tools you rely on the most, they won't be a service weapon or your shield. Those tools will be your voice, your judgment, your ability to listen and remain calm under pressure. That may surprise people. Many think of police officers solely as enforcers, but more and more our communities demand that you are also healers of conflict, defenders of dignity, guardians of peace, and teachers.
Congratulations to all the new graduates. Groundbreaking ceremony is held at UB's Balopan campus for the new 5C's headquarters. We'll have more on that when Plus News returns.
From power tools to plumbing supplies, paints to light fixtures, at Benny's Kayo, we've got it all. Our extensive range of construction and household products ensures that you'll find exactly what you need, whether you're a seasoned contractor or a weekend do-it-yourselfer. Visit us at Mile 43 George Price Highway, Cotton Tree Village, just outside Belmopan, and discover the convenience, quality, and affordability that set us apart. Your next project starts here. Benny's, quality and savings.
In our world, that's always changing. One thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Electricity is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Manuel, el cajón se volvió a trabar. Creo que debemos ir a Builders Hardware otra vez.
¿Otra vez? ¿Por qué no solo pedirlo en línea?
Ah, es cierto. Manuel, se me olvidaron las guías del cajón.
The Department of the Environment, DOE, under the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Solid Waste Management, has announced the establishment of a National Environmental Enforcement Task Force. This task force aims to strengthen enforcement of environmental laws and address persistent challenges in compliance and coordination among agencies. This initiative brings together key regulatory bodies to improve data-driven decision-making, share resources, and ensure adherence to environmental permits, particularly in response to the growing impact of large-scale developments. And alongside this, the task force also focuses on defining environmental offenses, training officers, coordinating inspections, raising awareness, and updating legislation. To learn more about this newly established task force, a colleague of ours spoke to Anthony Mai, the CEO of the Department of the Environment, who told them more.
We have established a environmental enforcement task force, and for us, this is a huge achievement because it basically brings together all the key government regulatory bodies around one table. And so with this task force in place, we'll be able to better plan, coordinate, and respond to environmental issues in terms of joint compliance monitoring, joint enforcement, increase prosecution for environmental offenses, etc. So it is something that we wanted to do for many years ago, but we are at the point now where we have had the first meeting, and the first meeting went well. We have a good idea of some of the activities that we need to implement immediately in the short term, and then some that we could have planned for medium term and long term. The purpose of the task force is to improve the effectiveness of the relevant government agencies to respond to environmental issues, right? So the lack of human resources is an issue that all government regulatory body faces. But if we have a committee that looks at resources, right, and look at how we could share resources, that will improve the effectiveness of individual agencies within the government. So what we discussed at the meeting is that a task force of this nature is very necessary, and it is necessary now because, again, Belize continues to develop. There are certain sections of the country that has rapid development, such as San Pedro. And so the government department needs to be more vigilant, right? Each agency has legislation that they need to enforce. Each agency has permits that are issued, clearances and approval. And then we have a responsibility to ensure that investors are complying or abiding by the conditions of the approval, clearances, and permits. Each department, each ministry would issue permit and then ensure compliance monitoring is done. The Department of Environment, however, has always done compliance monitoring inspection jointly, but we believe that having this task force together, we have a more formal structure of how joint operations and collaboration will occur, right? So at the meeting, we had representatives from the Belize Port Authority. We had representatives from the Central Building Authority, the Hydrology Unit within the Ministry of Natural Resources. We had representatives from the Mining Unit, the Lands Department, because the Lands Department issues approval for subdivision and also permits for constructions of structures within the 66 feet reserve, such as pier, docks, etc. They issue permit for the use of seabed, etc. We had representatives from the Forest Department, the Public Health Department, the Fisheries Department, the National Biodiversity Office, and very importantly, the Office of the Director of the Public Prosecution. Together, we discussed and we agreed that a task force of this nature is very timely and very necessary. We all agree that there is a lot of benefits that could come from having this task force in place. Some of the key benefits that we identified was improved communication and intelligence. So we will plan to meet frequently. We'll meet monthly for now. And every month, every agency will bring to the table a list of projects that they have granted approvals, clearances, permits, and licenses too. And then so that will improve communication and information sharing. We also believe that through this mechanism, we'll be able to plan more frequent joint compliance monitoring of some of the major projects in Belize, and we identified what some of the major projects are. We discussed the fact that we could share resources in terms of human resources, financial resources, and even some of the equipment that we have, because we identified that certain agencies that believe in the group had some very good equipment that they are using that, like, for example, the Department of Environment could benefit if we use. So we identified that it would be good for us to also share some of the equipment that we have. We also believe that we could improve by the task force could improve the capacity building for all agencies. So we have identified we will identify specific training that the enforcement team in each agency needs in order for us to reach to a certain level. We discussed the need for having joint public awareness and education on environmental matters. And also, hopefully, all of this will ensure that we have more cases being filed at court and that we have a greater conviction rate for the offenses.
A major milestone in regional climate action was marked today as the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, 5Cs, officially broke ground for its new headquarters. The state-of-the-art facility will be built on the University of Belize's Belmopan campus, a development made possible through a strategic partnership between the university and the center. The groundbreaking ceremony comes as the 5C celebrates its 20th anniversary. Executive Director Dr. Colin Young emphasized the significance of the collaboration and the advantages of situating the center at UB, highlighting opportunities for research, innovation, and capacity building in the field of climate resilience.
You know, the 5Cs is celebrating its 20 years anniversary this year, and this morning we had a significant groundbreaking ceremony where, in partnership with the University of Belize and the government of Belize, we intend to construct 5C's new headquarters on the campus of the university. This is going to be a mutually strategic partnership where the 5Cs will assist UB to develop a center of excellence, have climate change program, provide scholarships and training for faculty and students, and the 5Cs would also assist with resource mobilization to help the university. So for 20 years, the 5Cs has been in Belize, and it is unfortunate that it has taken this long for this type of strategic partnership to happen with the National University. All over the world, you're seeing partnerships between technical institutes and universities, because this balance between academia, the private sector, and the science is critical to national development. And so by having such a partnership, then UB can continue to even expand the role it plays in doing applied research that then can be utilized by policymakers to make decisions about how we pursue sustainable development.
Also in attendance was the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, who heads Sustainable Development within CARICOM. He underscored the importance of the new headquarters as a regional hub for addressing pressing climate challenges.
I see that as the start of the construction of a center of excellence, a center where they can be apart from the regular things that happen in these buildings. I see us building a center of excellence, a center where there can be rigorous intellectual debate, a center of research, a center where we can sit with our academics, our intellectuals, people who are in the forefront of climate change, and work to get some homegrown solutions to the climate crisis. And I really hope that this building will give us a space, although these days we can do everything without physical space, but there's always need for people-to-people contact, where we can sit and we can discuss these issues. And talking to Professor Weber, we had these discussions that the region's intellectuals, there's knowledge in that region which must get together. And I hope that this center can serve as to give us that space where we can discuss things, where we can find our own solutions, work out our own problems, and together find solutions for our people.
Belize's Prime Minister, the Honorable John Briceño, praised the occasion as a remarkable achievement for the region and for Belize's role in leading climate action.
It's a sense of accomplishment. As I've said before, the Climate Change Center, when the 5Cs, when it agreed to come to Belize, I was the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment, and we worked several years along with Prime Minister Musa back then to get the support from the Caribbean to put the 5Cs in Belize. And now we can look back and realize that, yes, it was the right decision. Belize has everything. It's a living laboratory where you can go from the sea all the way up the way into the mountains, into the forest, the wildlife, the fisheries, the marine life. So we have everything here. And so now 20 years, coming to 20 years later now as a Prime Minister, it gives you a sense of accomplishment to see that something that you started off have come to this. And this morning what we did is to break ground to be able to build a new headquarters or a headquarters for the 5Cs and where best at UB. So you can combine academia with the scientists and the research and everything. So it's a right fit, and I'm very proud of what we've been doing here today with Belize as a country and the 5Cs.
And that brings us to the end of our newscast for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning into Plus News. And be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, do stay safe, stay dry, and we'll see you right back here again tomorrow. God bless.